I don't do political content on TikTok anymore, but I am putting this video on TikTok, even though it's somewhat political, because I think it's a subject or, excuse me, a topic that millions of people, whether they're into politics or not, can understand and can relate to. First, this video.
Here's my question. My question to Erica Kirk. How do you have Charlie's cell phone? One question from one widow of a murdered husband to another widow of a murdered husband. How do you have his cell phone? Why is it not in evidence? It should be in evidence. So either you're lying or something's up. How do you have his cell phone? I want to know. Nobody's asking this question. All these other non-lies that she's telling, like, show the cell phone. And then let's ask Kash Patel why it's not in FBI evidence for Charlie Kirk's murder. Because I know when my husband was murdered, they took his cell phone. And I didn't get his cell phone back until his case was fully closed. So somebody please answer me that question. How does that work? You only get to pick and choose what evidence you take depending on the person? Like, how does that work?
It's a legitimate question. There are people across this country who can't have access to their loved ones' belongings, including their cell phones, because of an active investigation into something that happened. So how does Erica Kirk have it? There are people out there that would like some closure in their cases. There are people out there who don't have, I mean, you don't realize how much of your life is on your phone until a loved one passes away. Now, when my sister-in-law passed away, we had possession of her phone. It wasn't a murder investigation. She died suddenly and unexpectedly, but she passed away. We had her possessions. What they wouldn't allow us to do is gain access to the phone. We couldn't figure out her password to save our life. And the phone company wouldn't gain access. They even tried to open the phone at the hospital in the emergency room where she passed away by facial recognition software. But she had a ventilator in her mouth and it wouldn't recognize her face. So when I asked if they could remove the ventilator and try it, they said no, until she has been inspected, we can't, she has to leave like that. So we couldn't even use facial recognition to try and open up her face. How does Erica Kirk have Charlie Kirk's phone? It's a murder investigation of a high-profile person that had a lot of presence online. And I'm sure that there are spouses across the country who are desperately wanting to get their murdered spouse's phone back, and can't. There are a lot of questions to be answered there.